practiced various types of magic, all on the light side, of course, and discussed spellbooks. Lucy and I were the other 2 members. I shut the office door behind me and walked through the Honeybee's open, shining kitchen. Our part-time helper, Iris Grant, looked up from where she was mixing fresh parsley, chives, and oregano into a batch of savory muffins. She grinned. "Katie, you look like the cat who ate the canary." Then her expressive face morphed into a frown. "Though, come to think of it, I don't really like that saying. It's one of Patsy's." Patsy was Iris's stepmother, whose basement she lived in while studying graphic design at the Savannah College of Art and Design, or SCAD. I shook my head. "I don't think I'd care for canary, but I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty self-satisfied right now. Just tied up the last loose end for Saturday." 5 days. In 5 days, I'd be a married woman. I'd decided to keep Lightfoot as my last name, rather than taking Declan's surname, McCarthy. Plus, Declan and I had been more or less living together for months. A part of me wondered whether our relationship would feel any different after the ceremony. Another part was sure that it would. "Ha, that's awesome." Iris looked down at the bowl of batter, and I saw she'd managed to plait her chin-length bob, bright royal blue these days, into 2 tight French braids to keep it out of the way while she worked. "Do you think I should add some thyme to this?" I walked over and inhaled the redolent scents of the herbs that flecked the rich muffin batter. No, I don't think so." "Too many notes?" she asked. "Something like that. Oregano for joy and chives for breaking bad habits, and focus on the strengthening aspect of the parsley when you invoke its power. After all, parsley could also be triggered to help communicate with the dead, and I didn't think our customers would appreciate that side effect." She nodded. "Okay, maybe mix in a little Asiago cheese, though?" "Oh, that would be lovely." She'd been coming up with more of her own recipes lately, and had been learning how to include the something special Lucy and I added to the Honeybee pastries. Iris wasn't a hereditary hedge witch as my aunt and I were, but she had a lot of innate talent and power, as well as a desire to learn. We'd been teaching her how to call forth the naturally occurring magic in the herbs and spices we added to our baked goods. A sprinkle of abundance here, a dash of love there, and a dollop of happiness whenever possible. Whether they knew it or not, it was one of the reasons our customers were so loyal, and word of mouth had made the Honeybee such a resounding success. Well, that and the pure deliciousness we served. "Katie?" I turned toward where Aunt Lucy was returning the phone to its cradle on the wall behind the register. She met my eye with an apologetic expression. Leaving Iris to her baking, I made my way through the shining counters and industrial ovens to the front of the Honeybee. Almost all the chrome and blue bistro tables were occupied, though in the middle of the afternoon most of our patrons were working away on laptops or engaged in leisurely conversation over iced drinks and crumb-scattered plates. In the front corner, my friend Steve Dawes hunched over his computer, pecking away at what I presumed was an article for the Savannah Morning News. His honey-colored hair was pulled back in a short ponytail, and his lower lip was clamped between his teeth as he typed. He'd started coming in most afternoons, saying the office was too loud to work in. I figured he was just lonely, since he and his latest girlfriend had broken up. However, Steve knew my Uncle Ben wasn't all that fond of him, so I was a little surprised at the reporter's insistence on working in the bakery. No one waited by the gleaming display case full of pastries, and the espresso maker was uncharacteristically quiet behind the coffee counter. I checked the bookshelf-lined reading area and saw Uncle Ben had settled onto the brocade sofa to catch up with one of our regulars. A few gray hairs glinted from the tidy ginger beard he'd grown after retiring as Savannah's fire chief, and the corners of his brown eyes crinkled behind his rimless glasses as he laughed at something the other man said. Behind him, Honeybee, my aunt's tabby striped familiar, who had inspired the name of the bakery, sat regally on the windowsill and watched the passers-by on Broughton Street out front with typical feline disinterest. Returning my attention to my aunt, I asked, "What's up?" Her lips twisted ruefully. "I'm sorry, honey." My heart sank as I connected her